Hi everybody, welcome to my review of Season 3, Episode 8 of Little Women Atlanta. If you haven't seen this episode yet, this video will act like a spoiler, so you might want to watch this later. The name of this episode is Insignificant Other. The episode begins with the twins and Minnie going to a sweet shop. Andrea says her parents and her son Andre are visiting them. She says that she's glad that both of her kids will be together. She mentions how she hasn't seen her son in a few months, and she knows he's in good hands with her parents in Texas and with his doctors. And she's happy her mom is coming because they got into an argument recently. Amanda says she misses her parents being around her. Andrea says it will be better to apologize to her mother face to face about the argument they had. Andrea says sometimes she breaks down and cries because she misses her son so much. She says her son is in Texas to be near his doctors. She says her dad loves her son a lot and he wants the best for him. And she hopes that Andrea finds the right guy to take Chris's spot. Amanda says their dad wants Andre to do great things in life and not go down the wrong path. Andrea says she wishes Andre didn't have to go to Texas. She hopes that her parents, seeing how responsible she is with Aubrey, will convince them to let Andre live with her. In the next scene, Money invites Tanya over for dinner at her place to help get her mind off Moreland. Tanya tells Money that she just had an ultrasound and the baby was like huge for only being 2 months along. Money asks if Nico will be there for the new baby. Tanya says yes. Money asks how things will work out with Sam living in the house with her and Nico. Tanya says that Sam and Nico both have big personalities and Sam is not scared to say how she feels. Tanya says she and Nico have always had a complicated relationship and lately Sam has been getting really defensive and overprotective when she hears her and Nico talking on the phone. Money asks if when Nico comes to ATL, are she and him getting their own place? Tanya says she's definitely looking at houses and she hasn't talked to Sam about moving and she doesn't know what to expect about how Sam will feel. Money says Tanya will have to tell Sam sooner or later. We all know that Nico's just moving to Atlanta just to be on TV. And it's a shame how he was not there for his first child. What makes you think he'll be there for the next just because he's moving to Atlanta? We'll see how things go. And Tanya should be prepared to be a single mother. It's sad, but it's the truth. And Tanya should keep Sam close. Because thank goodness for her being there to help with her kids. In the next scene, the twins prepare for the arrival of their parents and Andre. And then the twins' parents come in with Andre and they are just all happy to see each other. And Andre is excited to see his baby sister. And then Andre asks where Chris is. Andrea says that he's not there. Andrea says she hasn't told Andre that Chris left because he's too young and just won't understand. The twins' mom asks how Aubrey is doing. Then their mother points out that Aubrey is not doing what the twins did when they were Aubrey's age, and she is way behind developmentally. Then the twins' dad encourages Andrea to put a blanket down and then let Aubrey roll around and move around on the blanket. And then Andrea says that she's too scared to do that. Andrea says she's happy that her parents are around to give her advice on how to take care of Aubrey. Then, the twins' father mentions how Chris isn't there, making sure that Andrea and Aubrey are doing okay. Andrea says she's doing things on her own. The twins' father says that Andrea is doing a good job. He asks if Chris ever got to finish painting Aubrey's room. Andrea says no. And the twins' father just flat out says he's just a deadbeat. Andrea says she knows her parents hate Chris, but it hurts her when they talk about him, especially around her son. She says that she's happy that her parents can see how well she's taken care of Aubrey. Then both of the twins' parents say that they're proud of Andrea. The twins' dad really keeps it real. He knows what is up. He just flat out said Chris is a deadbeat. He keeps it real even when what he's saying might not be too pretty. So, I'm sure he's a pretty good father, pretty good grandfather. He knows what's up. He's woke. That's just what Andrea needs, to get woke. And for people who are woke to tell her what's up. Now let's move on. Next, Money, Juicy, and Minnie go to dinner together. Money tells Juicy that Tanya told her that Nico is moving to Atlanta. Juicy asks if he's moving in with Tanya. Money says that at first he'll be with Tanya, but eventually he'll get his own apartment. Money says she's worried about Sam with the whole living arrangement. She says Tanya still wants Sam to stay when Nico comes. Juicy says Tanya needs to sit Nico and Sam down and talk to them. And then Juicy asks Minnie what's going on with her and Gary. Minnie says she doesn't know. In the commentary, Minnie says she's not feeling optimistic about her future with Gary. Then Juicy and Money ask if Minnie and Gary have been intimate. Then Minnie says no. Money points out how Minnie and Gary have been talking for a long time. Juicy wants to know if Minnie is into Gary or not. Juicy asks Minnie if she's playing Gary. Minnie says she's not doing that. Money asks Minnie if she's saying that she's not attracted to Gary. Minnie says maybe she's trying to see if her attraction to him will come later on. Juicy asks if Minnie just likes having a man around. Minnie says she enjoys his company, but she's not physically and emotionally attracted to him. Juicy says to not let a man change her, to know what she wants and who she is, and to not settle for a man just because she wants a man around. That's what's up, Ms.Juicy. Why would you mess with a man if you're not even attracted to him? Maybe she didn't want to be lonely. Figures. Typical Minnie. Next, the twins' parents, Amanda and Jordan, chill with each other. Amanda tells her parents that her and her sister are going beyond twerking and might come up with their own eyelash brand. The twins' father says that's a good idea, and it's the matter of toning down being on the wild side and not being risque. In the commentary, Amanda says the twins' parents never understood their twerking, but sometimes they have to twerk what the Lord gave them. Amanda says that she wants to get the ladies together so her parents can meet them. In the commentary, Amanda says her parents have never met the ladies before, and they tell them all of the drama that takes place, so their parents might think that the ladies are a bad influence on them. Amanda says that Andrea has had her hands full lately ever since Chris left. The twins' dad points out how Chris never calls Andre. Amanda says she is glad Chris is gone so Andrea can be herself. The twins' mom says that she's never had an argument like that with Andrea like the one they had recently before, and she was shocked. Amanda says she wants to be close to her sister just like they used to be, and then Amanda gets a little emotional. Next, Minnie meets up with Gary at a restaurant. Minnie tells Gary that she has a lot going on at the moment and that Gary is a nice gentleman, but she can't do the relationship thing. Gary asks if he did anything wrong. Minnie says that it's her, and she doesn't want to be the person leading him on when he can have someone else. In the commentary, Minnie says the real reason why she's calling things off is because she isn't attracted to him, but she's not going to say that to his face. Gary says what Minnie just told him bothers him a little bit, but he still hopes to be friends with Minnie. Minnie says they can still be friends. Gary says that maybe they can establish something when the time is right and to stay in contact. I think they are better off just being friends, and she isn't attracted to him, she shouldn't just keep holding on. It's alright to be friends with him, and I'm starting to wonder if this relationship was real. I wonder if Gary was talking or dating her just to be on TV. Maybe, I don't know. Next, Sam and Tanya go to a natural soap shop. Then they look at some soap. Then Tanya mentions looking for some soap for the new house. Then after she says that, Sam just stops what she's doing. Then Sam asks Tanya if she's thinking about moving because of Nico. Tanya says yes. In the commentary, Sam says that ever since Tanya got pregnant, she's been talking on the phone with Nico a lot, and their combos aren't always pretty. She thinks that he's rude and not supportive, and a total flake. Sam says she wants to be there for Tanya, and doesn't think that she can handle being around Nico 24/7, and she doesn't know how things will work. Tanya says that her priority at the moment is building a family with Nico. She wants Sam to be there for her kids, but if she had to make a choice, she'd go with the father of her children. Sam says she doesn't hold her tongue, and neither does Nico. Tanya says she's worried about her kids, and Sam and Nico can worry about their own egos. She's worried about her son Jaden getting to know Nico, and she will see how things go. I really think Tanya should listen to Sam. She knows what's up. And Nico could be there 1 minute, and he could just leave. And then guess who's gonna be alone with 3 kids? Tanya. In the next scene, Juicy and Minnie go to a boutique/bakery store. They look at some clothes, and then Minnie tells Juicy that she broke up with Gary. Juicy says that she should give Gary a fair chance, and Minnie says she didn't want to let Gary go into the mini bar because she's not just going to give herself up for someone who will be in her life for a hot second. Minnie says that she feels like Gary was rushing things. In the commentary, Minnie points out how Juicy gave her advice on not leading Gary on, and now Juicy is Team Gary. Then Juicy says,
I can't believe you dumped the minister.
Then Minnie says, he could have been a swim coach, I don't care. Minnie says it was hard breaking it off with Gary. Juicy says that Minnie needs therapy. Then Minnie says that Juicy needs therapy because 1 minute she was on her side, but now she's on Gary's side. Juicy says that she just wants Minnie to be sure. Andrea chats with her mom, since they haven't talked much since they got into the argument. Andrea says to her mom that she still feels bad about the way she talked to her, and she had lots of anger and lots of things going on, and she took it out on her mother. Her mother says that she doesn't know what happened. Andrea says that her parents always have issues with Chris because of the way that he treats her, and sometimes Chris would try to make Andrea turn against her parents. But now that they're broken up, she realized that Chris was a problem, and she needs her parents more than ever. Then Andrea starts crying. Her mom says that she's sorry that Andrea has to go through all these things alone, and Andrea can always call her and her dad. Andrea mentions how she breaks down and cries sometimes, but she gets back up and remembers that she has to do things for her children, and she remembers how Andre is back in Texas, and she wants him in Atlanta before Aubrey starts walking. Andrea's mom says that having Andre in Atlanta and getting Andre back to Texas for his appointments, and with Aubrey being in her condition, is just too much. Andrea says she doesn't want Andre to be in Texas forever. Her mom says currently their main concern is getting Andre better so he can live with Andrea, and for Andrea to concentrate on Aubrey in the meantime and help her get better. And after that, they will work on getting Andre to Atlanta. Next, the twins and Sam go to a makeup shop. Sam mentions how she hasn't had a chance to focus on her makeup artist career. One of the twins asks Sam if she'll be able to focus on her career when Nico comes to town. Sam says she's worried about what's going to happen when Nico moves to Atlanta, and she doesn't trust him. Sam tells the twins that she and Nico don't get along, and she's not the type to keep her mouth closed on things such as disrespect. Sam says Tanya will be moving into a new house, and she doesn't want Tanya doing things by herself with 3 kids. And she keeps telling Tanya that she can't let guys just walk all over her. Amanda says she can really relate to what Sam is saying, and it sounds like Tanya's issues with Nico are like Andrea's issues with Chris. Sam says Nico wasn't around for Tanya's first pregnancy, and she's nervous that he won't be there for Tanya's pregnancy with his second child. She says that he came to town when the kids weren't there, and he also came to town on another occasion to get some, which got Tanya pregnant. Sam says he plays off being a good guy so well, and she told Tanya that it wasn't a good idea to have Nico moving in with her, knowing that he plays games. Sam says she's not saying that she's going to leave Tanya, but at the same time, it's up in the air with her because she cares for Tanya. In the commentary, Sam says that Tanya's recent decisions haven't made her feel welcome. Once again, I think Sam is right about the possibility of Tanya being a single mom of 3. Next, the ladies, the twins' parents, Andre, Aubrey, and Jordan go bowling so the ladies can meet the twins' parents. Then Minnie gets acquainted with the twins' mother. Then everyone starts bowling and having a good time. Then all of a sudden, Andre slips and falls on the floor and hits the back of his head on the floor. Then he starts crying. And then Jordan comforts him. He turns out just to be okay. It was just a little bump on his head. Then Andrea decides that they should all go get something to eat to help Andre calm down. Then everyone goes to a restaurant to eat. The twins' parents say that it's nice to meet all the ladies. Then the twins' mom asks the ladies if they have any interesting stories about the twins. Nobody says anything. Then Ms.Juicy asks Amanda if she and Jordan are having fun. Then Amanda says they're happy in their relationship. Then Juicy asks about wedding bells between them. In the commentary, Amanda says that Juicy knows that she and Jordan aren't getting married, and she said that to embarrass her in front of her parents. The twins' mom says that Amanda and Jordan are taking things slow. Then Juicy says she wanted to know if Amanda and Jordan are getting married so she can get her dress. Wow, typical Ms.Juicy. She was probably trying to get back at Amanda for mentioning her sex talk show in front of her mom. That was low-key funny though. Probably no shade intended. Then, Money asks Sam where's Tanya. Then Sam tells Money that Tanya is at home because she's not feeling well. Then Money asks Sam if she knows what will happen when Nico comes. Sam says she doesn't know, and she's not saying that she doesn't like Nico, and she's not saying that she likes Nico. Then Juicy asks Sam if she'll be sad and lonely since Tanya has Nico. Sam says she does want to find someone, but she's taking things very slowly. Then Minnie interrupts and asks Juicy if she's gonna look for someone for herself since she's single and giving out relationship advice. And Juicy says that she's happy and she's satisfied. Sam says she is too. In the final scene of the episode, Sam and Tanya are shown at their house. Sam tells Tanya that she needs to talk to Tanya about the situation with Nico, and there's something about him that rubs her the wrong way. She doesn't like how he talks to Tanya or how he makes Tanya feel. Tanya says that Nico coming to be with his son is a big deal. In the commentary, Tanya says that Sam needs to get over her problems with Nico because he's the father of her children, and they're turning over a new leaf. Tanya says she's leaning towards what's best for her kids, and she's sorry Sam's feeling uncomfortable, but Nico is coming. Sam says it's clear that nothing she says will change Tanya's mind about Nico, and she has to look out for her best interest. And Sam says that it's best that she leaves since she can't be around Nico, and she could give two about Nico. Then Tanya gets mad and says, well, get them out then. And then Sam gets offended and says, it's like that? You want to kick me out? Then Tanya says, how am I kicking you out if you choose to leave? Then Sam says, it's not like Tanya to tell someone to get out my house. Then Sam says, it's crazy how her best friend can turn into a completely different person, but that's Nico's effect on her. And that's why she can't stick around and watch things storm. Then Tanya says if Sam wanted to be there, she'd be there. And Sam says, whatever, Tanya, and then walks away and tells Tanya, watch her mouth. And that's the end of the episode. So, I hope you guys found that whole review helpful and entertaining. Thank you guys for watching this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Follow me on Twitter at ILUMoreThanThis. Subscribe to my channel. And if you have subscribed, turn on my notifications. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!